Welcome back everybody, this is still my Samsung S25 Ultra and I'm still running the latest One UI 8.5 official beta. Yes, this is the official beta. Yesterday in my video I showed you a fully resetted phone, so of course all the animations were absolutely smooth and all the operations were, yeah, very good, but it's a different story when you just reset everything, and it's something else when you put everything back. So today I did put everything back, and right now I have all my apps, all my data, all my applications, my games, my videos, my images, my photos, everything. Also, I found a way to join officially the Samsung One UI beta program. The only thing I'm not sure right now is if this is actually gonna work. Else, I even created a guide. It includes several things like using a fake GPS location app, using a paid VPN, last but not least, using a paid UK eSIM. Yesterday, by the way, I was also trying with some German eSIMs from Vodafone. It didn't really work. Anyway, if this method, guys, works, I'm gonna share it with you. But right now, I wanted to show you what I can access directly from Samsung. And I also wanted to show you the One UI 8.5 S25 beta notice, because it's the first time I'm really able to see this directly on my phone. So One UI 8.5 brings exciting new features, upgraded personalization, productivity, and security. We appreciate your feedback and stuff like this. Okay, you should be getting this over the air if you're able to get in the beta like I did. The first official One UI 8.5 beta version is ZYL8. Now let's go through all the changelog, because again, some of the websites I've been following, they just put like some portions out of it. But this thing here is the full story, hence I wanted to do this video. Let's start with the first thing. It's on Galaxy AI. Continuous image generation. This is something that I tested yesterday, so you can now edit an image several times without the need to save or your edit, so you can do this in a continuous way. It's cool. Connectivity, this is the storage share. I also was able to showcase this yesterday from the file Explorer. You're able now to share the storage, so the idea is to access files from other Samsung phones or PCs or tablets. Now, by the way, I was unable to get this to work with my PC, but nevertheless. So more connectivity options: quickly connect to smart view devices, connect to your favorite display faster. You can now add a shortcut on your home screen. Let's try to check smart view. So it's here. It's not able to find my TV. I have a Chromecast. If I go to settings, probably in the labs, Chromecast support, okay. And then I'm going to also allow all the apps to be casted. All right, so how can I add a shortcut? I'm now casting my phone screen to the TV, but how can I add a shortcut? Is there anything new here? I think all the old options, so I'm not sure how this thing is supposed to work. And I also don't think that there is like a widget, something like this, because if I click from the widgets and I start searching for like smart view, there is none. The only thing I was able to find here is SmartThings, and from SmartThings, yeah, my home, then the routines, and that's it. Probably I'm missing this, but all right, it's here, probably something new. Enhanced Auracast features, I've shared this yesterday. Voice broadcast, again, this is something related to Auracast. And then we have Quick Share. Avoid unwanted sharing requests. You can now set Quick Share to only receive files from other devices. Sign into your Samsung or Google account. Photo sharing suggestions. Share photos with the right people faster. When you share pictures that include friends or family, Quick Share can recognize who is in them and suggest sharing directly with those people. Let's try to see if this thing is going to work. I'm going to try and hit Quick Share here. Quick Share. So how the hell is this going to identify? Share files with contacts even if they're not nearby. All right. Again, it's a feature that I cannot confirm, but apparently Quick Share can now recognize who is in them and suggest sharing directly with those people. That's nice. Home and lock screens. Automatic lock screen layout. Wallpapers with pictures of people or pets now fit perfectly every time. When you choose a photo for your lock screen, the layout adjusts automatically so the clock and widgets don't cover important parts of the picture. And this is something that I think we can test, so I'm just going to try to modify my lock screen. I've selected this image, so now, oh, okay, that's good. It actually did work, by the way. Detecting that it's a face of my boy and didn't really want to like obstruct the image with the clock, which is nice, I guess. Well, that's a cool feature, and it seems it's working. More customizable clock fonts. Personalize your lock screen clock. You can now adjust the thickness of more font styles to match your preferred look. All right, let's go back on the lock screen again. Yeah, see how beautiful this is. Boom. Those are some things I was not able to show yesterday, so I can now adjust the thickness of... Okay, this is good. I don't think this was there before. Now apparently we can do this with this type of clock, the adaptive one. All right, here again as well. So now you can adjust the thickness for more clock settings, which is kind of nice. All right, one new thing, and One UI 8.5 confirmed working. Now weather, enhanced weather widgets. Quickly check upcoming precipitation in the weather widget on your home screen. The widget now shows a graph if precipitation is expected in the next few hours. All right, where is my weather widget? I have it. Where is the precipitation? I'm not sure. Probably no precipitation here, but we do have also pollen index. Check how much pollen is in the air to help manage your allergies. You can check pollen levels for trees, grass, and ragweed. Good, I'm allergic to some of that shit. Tree none, grass none, ragweed none. Okay, confirmed. Clock. Weather alarm backgrounds. Wake up on the alarm that gets you ready for the day's weather. Your alarm screen can now show the current weather conditions as a background when it rings. This is really cool. I wasn't aware if this thing is on. By the way, I had already to replace my clock APK with a new linked one because it had these cool features here. That is not available, sadly, and the regular One UI 8.5. Time zone converter. Compare time zones at a glance. The new slider in the clock app makes it easy to check the time difference between places around the world. Now let's try to see if I have this. Let's pick a random time. Okay, this is it. What is it? China. All right. Okay, and I'm gonna add it. And you can see this works like a charm. All right, definitely a cool feature. And now I can see my local time, and then I can see the time in China, and then the time in Sofia. This is really, really cool. And from here, oh, we can see, yeah, this is a nice feature, by the way, guys. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Now we are entering Samsung Health. Weekly reports now include data from your medication tracker. I don't have one. Upgraded sharing experience. You can share your workouts, start meditations from your watch, antioxidant measurements from your watch. This is cool. And then security and privacy. Right, we have the theft protection. We have turn auto blocker temporarily. This is cool. Let's try to check the auto blocker. Right now, I think I can only turn this thing on and off. Turn on auto blocker automatically 30 minutes after it's turned off. I now have switched it on. Okay, I'm gonna turn it off. Honestly, I'm not using auto blocker for so many reasons, but it's good that Samsung are improving the security, and the theft protection is really, really cool. I have showcased this in some of my previous videos. Battery and power. Revamped battery info. See your battery use more clearly. The redesigned battery settings screen makes it easy to check remaining time, charging status, and daily usage over the past week. Okay, this is something that I'm looking forward. I'm gonna click battery. Now the biggest question is, can we check screen on time? All right, I'm gonna click view details. Screen on times, yeah, I mean, why not? We can. So screen on time is 1 hour and 15 minutes, daily usage 25%. This is day by day, this is the week usage. You have all the apps there. Improved power saving. Use power saving to make your battery last longer without charging. Choose standard for moderate savings and customizable limits, or choose maximum to turn off all non-essential features and make your battery last longer. So, where is this thing here? It's power saving, on and off, but you can go inside and then you have the standard one where you can fine tune which things you don't want, like you can turn off the always on display, or you can decrease brightness by 10%, or even change the motion smoothness. This is like the refresh in hertz, or turn on dark mode if you want. And then you have the maximum one. All right, the maximum one can limit almost all the apps on your phone and just give you some basics. This is cool. And then we have accessibility features. Easily control Bluetooth hearing aids. Right, I cannot test this for now. Control magnification with mouse or keyboard, a nice feature. Dual action and corner action. Okay, this is cool. It lets you use custom actions when your mouse stops moving for a certain amount of time. I guess for people that are using accessibility features, these things here will make a lot of sense. And then there are even more improvements. Customizable quick panel. All right, you can arrange quick settings just the way you like them. I showed it so many times. It's probably one of the biggest things inside One UI 8.5, because you can right now shrink the brightness and the sound bars. And then the other thing that's even cooler is you can turn them around like horizontally, vertically, like the way you want it. You can group them like this. And then last but not least, you can just take some of the quick actions and make them bigger, right? Like this. And then you can just drag them where you want. They're really giving us a lot of freedom, and you can really customize this quick panel setting the way you want. If you don't like it, you can always just go back here, panel settings, and then reset panel layout, and you're gonna go back to the stock one. early alerts for reminders. Get alerts before reminders are due to make sure you don't forget important tasks. Partial screen recording. Yeah, this was something I wanted to show you. I've been using this from the previous build. So screen recorder now has this menu. The standard one is like it was recording the full screen, but now you can do partial screen recording and you get to choose which section of your display to record. This is really, really cool. So right now I can just decide to record this portion. All right, I mean, more features from Samsung. Okay, this is not bad. Calculator nudges. Save time on calculations, numbers and formulas copied to your clipboard will be suggested. And then keep something for DeX. Keep window sizes in DeX. DeX now remembers your up window sizes and positions. When you open it up again, it appears just as you left it. So guys, this now is the full changelog. As you can see, there are a lot of things actually, right? And then again, I understand that a lot of these things here are just cosmetics, but hey, if we get a lot of small things, they will at the end pile up and hopefully make a positive impact. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Stay safe, VST over, and bye.